Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog, and welcome to day 57 of a year of yoga. I have been having a doozy of a day, and I feel like I've had a lot of doozies of a days here lately. But I'm trying to learn a new software program. I am not a tech savvy person. Let me start with that. And the amount of irrational rage that I feel when trying to fool about with the stinking computer. Um, oh, oh, oh. It's just, and then whenever I do get it figured out, the joy and relief that I feel is still so pale in comparison to just the mind consuming, blood boiling rage of like, why will Audacity not read the MP3 file? So, but I got it figured out. And I am here to de stress and decompress. And I'm hoping all y'all are having a fantastic day. And I'm going to try my best to not look at another computer, except for my phone and probably my art tablet. Okay, so that's going to last all of like 20 seconds. But I'm going to try really hard to not interact with computers in the capacity today that they're going to be challenging my smooth brain. So, that being said, let's start by just breathing and shifting our weight from side to side. I'm just stretching my foot up and through, pushing my toes into the ground as I come up to the points of my feet. Let's go nice and wide today. I feel like getting just stretching and pointing those toes as we lean from side to side. And we can actually get a little bit of a lift going. There we go. Just getting that blood moving. And now let's move that swaying up into our hips, just really stretching along the outside, bending my right knee over my toes, being sure to keep everything nice and safe as we stretch. Be sure to keep breathing. Now I'm going to move that more internally. So I'm actually squeezing. I'm going to bring my feet in for this. I'm squeezing up on the obliques of my abdomen. We can raise up on our tippy toes, on alternate sides of our feet, if that helps us, kind of just really squeezing our hip and that bottom rib together, using both the leverage from our legs as well as the squeezing of our abs. We'll layer our arm movements in with that. Now we can actually, now instead of squeezing on this side, let's focus on getting a nice stretch through that side body. And I'm just lifting as though I'm being pulled by my arm and bending the opposite leg, just trying to make my body like a bow, like a that an arrow would be shot out of. I'm just breathing and extending. You can leave your feet flat on the floor if you're trying to build your coordination and you're just not there yet. Just bring your hands up. We can actually keep our hands opposite of each other and just come around. Now I'm going to spread my feet nice and wide. Let's inhale, squat, and come up. And swan dive forward fold with our feet wide. And again, a little bit more swaying here. Oh, getting some nice decompression through my back. And you can keep moving or you can find some stillness. Keeping a micro bend in our knees so that we are not risking any damage to that joint. And still, even though I'm bent over, I'm keeping the fold at my hips and trying to extend through the top of my head. I'm going to bend my knees, walk my heel toes in, bring my feet a little closer together. Now we're going to come down into a garland squat. Just shifting from side to side. You can bring your fingertips to the floor. You can raise your arms up over your head. And then we'll come down, press our hands into the floor, and push back up. Now let's actually do 10 of these squats here. So we come down, lift our arms up. So that first one is 1, this one will be 2. Bring our hands back down and push up. There's 2. Coming up. Exhale with our arms up. Inhale our fingertips down. And then exhale up. That's 3. Inhale, bringing our booty down. Exhale, raising your arms up. You could also be doing this just by sitting into a low chair, too, is a really nice alternative. But inhale our arms up and exhale, pressing our feet to the ground. So inhale, exhale, arms up. Inhale, bring your hands to the ground, and exhale, pushing up. I don't remember if that was 4 or 5. So I never want to short myself one, so we'll say it was 4. Inhale, bringing our booty back down. Exhale up. Inhale down. And there's 5. I'm really, really feeling this right here. So I'm actually going to roll it 1 vertebrae at a time before I bring my arms up. I'm going to bring my feet together and then just holding on to my left wrist with my right hand. I'm going to just extend through that side body, revisiting this stretch, but in a more static manner. Come up out of that before changing right wrist into left hand. And stretching through our side body. Now as we come up, let's actually do some snake arms. So at the very core of this movement, we're just doing this. Should be running your fingertips up and down a wall. Like if you're visualizing that you're in a hallway and you have a wall on either side of you, you're just running your fingertips up and down. So I guess that's the basis of the movement. But then we want to make this a lot more sensuous and serpentine. There's snake arms. So you can start visualizing that you're leading with your wrist as you come up each of the walls, kind of dragging your fingertips as you go. And then we can lead with our elbows, kind of build that sensation. And so if we're leading with our elbow first, then the wrist and the hand kind of just follow each other up. And if it helps you, you can sway side to side. And you don't have to really keep beat with anything, just kind of following. We can do very low snake arms, or we can bring them up to the mid-height. We can bring them up overhead. We can bring them out in front of us. Or we can just keep doing snake arms here, feeling as though almost like we're swimming through very thick honey, just really feeling that resistance against our arms will help us to really bring that motion. And you can even lead with your shoulders, so like really getting that shoulder circle going. Okay, now that my shoulders are tired, let's go back to our lower body. And so coming back into this position, we're just going to lower down into that squat. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the booty up. I'm just going to hang here for a second before we inhale as we lower. Exhale, arms up overhead. Inhale, and then exhaling, coming up. Inhale. Exhale, arms overhead. Inhale, travel your hands to the ground. When you get there, exhale, pushing up. We're going to rest here a moment. We've got 2 more, I think. I'm not particularly good at counting. I'm just going to point that out. But that's all right. Okay, so let's inhale. Lower down. Exhale, arms up. Inhale, moving your hands down. Exhale, pressing up. Inhale, come down. This is our last one. Make it super good. Exhale, arms overhead. Inhale, pulling that air in as we bring our hands down, and then exhale, launching up. Now I'm going to bring my feet back out wide again. Oh, my feet are so crampy after doing that. So I'm going to bend my knees again, roll up. Ooh, yeah, 1 vertebra at a time. There we go. So from here, I'm tucking my toes kind of under and behind so I can get a nice stretch. This could be something if you want to hold onto a wall or a chair so that you're not comfortable putting your full weight, which I'm not putting my full weight, but this is a nice little way of building up some balance. I'm going to add just a little bit more water to my diffuser here. And so now we're going to do more upper body stuff. And I'd really like to practice some chest lifts with y'all because this can really help. We did some snake arms that can really help not just strengthen, but also we can stretch through our movement as we're doing these exercises. So let's do some chest lifts. It's going to feel like our sternum is being lifted. And if it helps you, you can put your hands on your hips or the tops of your thighs. And I'm not really moving with a beat just yet. I'm just moving my chest up. Like if I'm trying to get my rib cage just as up as possible. Almost as though we're gearing up for a back bend. Lifting and then lowering. And I'm like exaggerating that movement. Like almost bowing my spine out the other way. Just really pulling that taffy as far in each direction. Making sure to breathe as I'm going, because it's just like whenever we're bending into a movement, we want to breathe at that edge of our stretch. So I'm not just wrenching it into that spot. I'm kind of just moving through it. And now, if we may, this is actually why I was trying to learn a new software, is because I want to do some music mixing so I can do my own like drum beats and stuff and have that going in the background so we can practice some dance with our yoga, because I think they go so well hand in hand. Oh, well, that's enough of that. So let's go 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down. So maybe get a little bit of a stretch. And I may actually be able to come in a little bit closer. I want to make sure that like y'all can kind of see what's going on. But from the other direction, we're going to lift that sternum up and then we're kind of catching it. We're not coming all the way through into like the negative side of the spectrum where we're now bending that way, but just come to a neutral area and like do like a little chest bump and feel where you can kind of catch yourself right there. And that just helps add so much sharpness to the movement. We'll up, down, up, down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I always find myself having like chicken wings. But so let's try this with more belly dancey arms. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we'll take a nice deep breath. Let's do another set. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's pretty good, you guys. Okay, let's go back to doing some more stretching. But just, I don't know, sometimes adding in little movements like that, not only is it going to help us whenever we start building our back bend practice, but the things that we drill in our dance practice are what will come through whenever we're just dancing for the fun of it. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I need more dance in my life, so here we are. Inhaling up overhead. Exhale as we swan dive forward. And I am going to walk my hands down into a downward facing dog. Oh, I'm really stretching into the back of that body. All down the back of my calves, my hamstrings, from my sit bones all the way to my heels. I'm making sure we're not bunching up around the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, let's come forward into a plank. Adjust your feet if need be. There's 2. There's 3. 4. And 5. Now let's inhale. Exhale. We'll slow her down very slowly. Ooh, almost excruciatingly slow. Before we inhale and lift using our muscles first and then our arms to assist. And now let's practice here. I always find myself clenching my glutes. Let's go ahead and release those glutes. And we can practice clenching and unclenching. And just relaxing through there. We can bring one foot at a time. Not really pairing it with my breath at all, beyond just getting my body used to moving in this way. So let's do both feet at the same time. Inhale and exhale, bring our heels towards our head. Inhale down. Exhale, and I'm actually going to lower my chest down as well. And we'll inhale. And then exhale. Bring everything up together. Inhale, coming back down. Exhale once more. And there we go. I'm now going to tuck my toes, push up and back into child's pose. Just let's take a moment to relax. Let the tension loosen out of our face, our jaw, our neck. Kind of work down from your crown down to your toes. Just practicing releasing tension by bringing your awareness there. I always feel like I'm a hoarder and I'm hoarding tension. Like it's mine, 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 just in case I might run out. And I'd really like to become a bit more of a minimalist when it comes to tension. Because it's something that happens, but it can come and go. We don't need to hold on to it. There we go. I'm going to just roll on up. sitting back on my feet. And now from here, we're actually going to be raising ourselves up onto our knees. I'm going to demonstrate once first. So I'm inhaling, bringing my hands up and overhead, and I'm clenching my booty, really pushing everything forward before coming back down. And you can do whatever you want with your hands. I'm just going to kind of like come up and then back down. So, and I'm counting in my mind to the beat of 4. So I'm coming up for 4 and then down for 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Now, I know I said to clench our booty. Let's leave our booties out of it and just work our legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3. And now something that we can add in, if you want to add just a little bit of a wiggle with your hips. It doesn't have to be anything particular or fancy. Let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna pop this back up into a downward facing dog. Put my feet just a little wider and walk my hands back. Just stretching round through my back. There we go. Bending my knees and rolling up. Ooh. Oh, just one vertebrae at a time. There we are. So now from here, we can actually, let's do some hip circles. So we're going to start by swaying our hips side to side, really feeling that stretch in our outer hip. And then we can also, with bending with our knees, bring our hips forward and back. Forward and back. And this doesn't have to be like a huge exaggerated movement, but we can 1, 2, bringing our hips forward, 3, 4, got our booty behind us. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. And it might just feel like clicking on a clock, like ticking on a clock. I think that's 6, 2, 3, 4. Or you could really smooth it out if you don't want that kind of 2, 3, 4 thing, but that's okay too. And now let's change direction. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Remember to breathe. And then we can smooth it out. Really just, and I'm letting my hands kind of do whatever feels good. I've lost count. Let's call that one 5. And then 6. And then 7. One more. And 8. Whew. Well, I think that's me for today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat and maybe getting a little funky with it. Dancing, let me know what you guys think of that, if you'd like to see more, or if you want to keep it focused mainly on yoga. But I don't know about y'all, but dancing makes everything more fun. So, not that yoga needs the help, but I mean, have your cake and eat it. Have your yoga and dance. But thank you guys again for joining me. Let me know how you're doing down in the comments, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. So until then, keep on keeping on. Bye.